Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host, with Lammy Chillmeister. Today is October 3rd, 2024. Let me roll the window up a little bit. Getting a little chilly here in Kentucky, a little more chilly. As far as update, nothing really new. Just been work, podcasting, home, sleep. Do it all over again. I'm off tomorrow, so I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. If we ain't got plans, I'll probably just stay home, podcast, maybe watch a movie, review it with my wife. Try to put out a Leave the World Behind, because I haven't been able to really do that lately. Maybe I'll try to do it in the morning since I'm off, and as far as I know, I don't have plans unless my wife comes up with something. But maybe I'll do a Leave the World Behind in the morning when my wife gets off work, get that one out, and then maybe watch a movie and do a movie review with her that night or something. Who knows? But yeah, let's get on with the show. So, first story, man. You guys know that, like, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I've said it before on this channel. I miss the old days of conspiracies. I've been a conspiracy theorist. Well, my dad was a conspiracy theorist. So I was raised in conspiracy theory, you know. I remember my dad talking about simulation theory, watching old UFO tapes, talking about, like, Christian miracles, paranormal. He was pretty big into, like, ghosts when Sixth Sense came out and stuff. So, I mean, I grew up in a household where my dad was, I would say, a conspiracy theorist, you know. But I didn't really get full-fledged into conspiracies until, I'd say, like, 2000, probably 2011, 2012. I'd say 2012 is when I was always purple pilled, but that's when I truly, like, popped the red pill, you know, jumped into the conspiracy game. Well, not so much jumped into the game, I just got into conspiracy, started reading conspiracy books, paranormal, occult, all that cool jazz. I didn't start content creating until, like, maybe 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. But I miss the old days of conspiracy, like fun shit, of like cattle mutilations. I don't know, just like the fun old days before everything got so dark. Because when you get into conspiracy, eventually you go down the rabbit hole and hit the end of the tunnel of, like, the dark shit of, like, Pizzagate, fucking Frazzle Drip, you know, the not so fun conspiracy shit, the super dark shit. So every now and then you run across a fun one, and this one to me is kind of fun and neat. So, there's a strange odor in Portland, Oregon right now. I don't think I've ever covered, I don't know, I've covered, like, weird, strange odor stuff, but it's always been paranormal related. I've done a whole bunch of paranormal episodes, so go check out some of my older stuff, man. I mean, a lot of that stuff, I purposely made it, they're like timeless episodes. So I know some people, like, here lately, I just cover the most recent news and stuff, but I actually do try to put out, like, timeless stuff that you can go check out my backlog and be like, oh, this holds up, you know, this is cool. We've covered like at least 100 paranormal ghost stories and ghost accounts that are all true. So you see this a lot with paranormal stories of strange smells, whether it's like they say, like, the Holy Spirit smells like roses, and then you have Outcast that says roses really smell like poo. But you have like accounts of like roses smells, which are supposed to be like angelic or Holy Spirit. And then you have the smell of like sulfur, which would smell like rotting eggs. That supposedly smells of decay. Like everybody knows what a dead body smells like. If you've driven past like roadkill, so like really stinky, pungent smells are like negative entities, usually demonic. So in Portland, Oregon, people are smelling sulfur all over the place, and they cannot figure out the origin of where this smell is coming from. And they've used like meters and stuff to test the air quality and stuff, to test if there's any strange gases or what could be causing it, and the meters aren't showing anything. Now I'm not like some super tech savvy guy. I just watched the news report on it, but so like if you're asking me what type of meters these things are, I don't know. I'm guessing like gas leak meters. That someone who works for the county or something, they use, you know, to detect gas leaks and stuff. But apparently it's not like causing harm to people. You know, I haven't heard any reports of people getting lightheaded or like sick or anything. The meters aren't picking it up. But like the whole, it's either like a section of Portland or like all of Portland. Like I said, I just watched one news report and watched one video on it, but a large amount of people are smelling sulfur. And I find this interesting because we were talking about like that it's demonic usually. Like if you want to go the paranormal route, which I don't mind doing because this is Conspiracy Corner podcast. It's fun to delve into the paranormal and stuff. It makes me wonder, like, Portland is not a good fucking city, dude. You have like a huge, large Antifa presence there. I mean, I feel like Portland, Oregon was on the news every other day during the summer of love period with like BLM riots, Antifa riots. Like, it's not a good fucking city. It's super fucking blue, super fucking liberal. And, you know, I don't play the left and right game. I think both parties suck. But I do think that the left, the liberals, the blue, is worse than the conservative, Republican, Christian. You know, I don't like either side, but you have to admit the left and the blue, the liberals are 10 times more demonic and evil. So I can't help but wonder, like, is it just like because there is, if you want to look at it this way, is there a large demonic presence in Portland, Oregon? Is that why people act so crazy and riot the streets and destroy businesses? And, you know, it almost makes you wonder, did the elites summon demonic presences in Portland to drive people mad, to drive people crazy? I don't know, but when your whole city smells like sulfur, that's not good from a paranormal standpoint. I would suggest, honestly, like bringing in priest or something. I do have to say though, man, it's stories like these. This is why my dream in life is for this channel to like blow up, and I can, for one, quit working at Kroger because I hate it here. Two, it would be so cool to actually travel and cover stories like this. Like, I would love to go to Portland right now, and interview people on the street, investigate, go down and investigate, like be like John A. Keel, you know, from Mothman Prophecies. Like, I would love for that to be my full-time job, you know. Art Bell, he had a reporter who would go and investigate all the strange stories of like cattle mutilations. I don't know. I would just love that for the channel. It'd be so fucking cool. But yeah, I don't know. I like that old school vibe conspiracy, just the fun shit. And I figured I'd share that story with you. So, next story. Since we're going into like fun conspiracies, maybe today we'll just cover just fun conspiracies. Who knows? The next story is kind of crazy. So, if they apparently have like actual Coca-Cola stores, this news was brought to me by a channel, The Quartering. So shout out to The Quartering. Go check him out. If you've never been there before, tell him who sent you. Maybe he'll give me a shout out. Doesn't hurt to try. But I get a lot of info from him. He's like a dope ass channel. But he was showing video of this guy at a Coke store. Apparently there's Coke stores. And they have like a machine that you can personalize your own label, and it prints it, and they put it on the bottle, and it's like your own personalized Coke label. I'm assuming, making an ass out of you and me, I'm assuming this is kind of like a factory, and it's the gift shop. Excuse me, I just ate. So, I'm assuming that's what it is, because like we have that around here. Like we have bourbon distilleries, we have Maker's Mark, and like if you go to Maker's Mark, you can purchase your own Maker's Mark bottle, and you get to dip the wax in for the seal. And it's just kind of cool and special. Like this is my wax dip. I got to do it, you know. We also have a place, Ale 8 around here. It's a local ginger ale. And when you do the tour, they give you like a bottle, you know, and it's like you can either drink it or take it home and be like, this is the bottle that I personally got after I did the tour. Like it's neat, you know. So that's what I'm assuming, is that it's like a gift shop to like a Coca-Cola tour. But there's this machine. It's kind of like an automated machine. You do all the work, and you get a personalized label, and they print it and put it on the Coke bottle. Now, here's the strange thing. I don't know who runs the machine. I don't know if this is an employee who designed the machine. I don't know if it's someone higher up who controls what you can and can't say on the machine. So someone wanted to like literally personalize like Jesus loves you. It was something Christian along the lines. You cannot put in the name of Jesus in this machine. It will not allow you. But it will allow Allah, Muhammad, Buddha, even Satan. They were like, watch this. And they put in like Lucifer. It'll allow you to do that. It'll allow you to type in Satan. And I do find it strange. Look, I'm not a Christian. I had a horrible upbringing with Christianity. It's left a bad taste in my mouth. If you choose to be a Christian, that's cool. That, and I've gone so deep down the rabbit hole with Christianity that it's kind of like, especially delving into like astrotheology, the Apocrypha, like the corruptness of the church, the Vatican, you know, like the Templars. I've studied so much of Christianity that it's kind of hard for me to believe. Not to believe, but it's hard for me to understand how someone can be so deep into Christianity or into conspiracy and not realize that like one of the biggest conspiracies that's ever been done to mankind was Christianity. It blows my mind. Like you see like Alex Jones or William Cooper, who are like super deep into conspiracy and like deep down the rabbit hole, but they haven't figured out that they're a part of a brainwashing cult. Like it's like I don't get it. I don't understand. I respect everyone's beliefs, you know, like I've had, you know, a Christian on my show, and I was respectful the whole time. I did the whole rule of there's certain things you just don't talk about, you know, like I wasn't gonna pick at, you know, anyone. I'll have anyone on my show. I've had a witch on my show. I've had a Reiki master on my show. I've had a Christian on my show. I don't care. I'll have a Satanist on my show. I really don't care. I'll talk to anyone. But I do find it fucking strange that, like, for some reason, Christianity is the only religion that it's acceptable to, like, make fun of. And like I said, I will never go back to being a Christian. I was a Christian. I'm like, no, I'm done with this shit. But you gotta admit, it is fucking weird that you can't make fun of Islam. You can't make fun of the Jews. You know, but Christianity is like the only one you're allowed to make fun of. Maybe Buddhism or like Hinduism. Like, I've seen a couple skits of Family Guy making fun of Hinduism. Like, there's a joke I've seen where, like, you know, like, I can't remember, something happened with like a NPC character, and he was like, oh, thank you, Jesus, you know, and Jesus was in heaven with Krishna, and he looks over at Krishna and he's like, sorry, man, I don't know why they always thank me, you know, like, and Krishna's like, it's okay, man, I'm used to it, you know, like, like it was actually Krishna who saved this person's life, but everyone thanks Jesus, and like poor Krishna's over here like, it's okay, I'm used to it, you know, which is fucking hilarious. Like, if polytheism is real and there are these other entities and stuff, like, I do wonder that, like, how many times something good happens or your life might be saved, and like, everyone gives credit to Jesus, and it's, what if it's not Jesus? What if it is like Krishna or something? Which actually, I had a weird experience. There's an episode I put out. It's called The Time I Met Odin. It's like when I first started getting into podcasting, so it's really short. It's only like 15 minutes long. Go check that episode out. I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that I met Odin one time. And I think I even shared my buddy's story, who he got lost in his car and prayed to Odin, and like this old man who looked just like Odin pulled out in front of him in a car. He followed the man, and the man took him like where he needed to go, and then the car vanished. Like, so I do believe there are other entities helping us and stuff, you know. But that being said, though, you gotta admit, that's fucking strange. That, and okay, I'm not even trying to be funny, because you all have heard the jokes of like, it's kind of like an anti-Christian joke, and I've heard it before. It's really tacky, honestly. It's not even really that funny, but I've seen in comment sections of people, like super Christian people, they'll, you know, bring up Jesus or something, and then you'll see like an atheist comment like, oh, the guy who mows my lawn? I know him. He's awesome, you know. And the joke is that there's a lot of people in the Hispanic community who are named Jesus. So it is strange to me that this Coca-Cola machine and the Coke company will not allow you to type in the word Jesus on their label maker. So where does that leave like a large percentage of the Hispanic population who want to visit this gift shop and want a personalized label of Jesus? That's their actual name, Jesus. Like, I don't know. If I was Hispanic and my name was Jesus, honestly, dude, I would go down there, try to get my name printed on a label, on a bottle, and then when it doesn't allow me to do it, I would sue the fuck out of Coca-Cola and just make like $1 million off of it. So just an idea, if you are listening and you're Hispanic and your name is Jesus, get down to that Coke store. Yeah, you might have some money coming your way, dude. But Very, very strange. Very strange. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Next story. So we're going to kind of do like a little bit of hat pulls today. Today's kind of a loosey-goosey episode because I have a shit ton of stuff to talk about, but there's smaller subjects that don't take up much time. And we're at the 20-minute mark. So, what's his name? Ryan. Yeah, it was Ryan Routh. Ryan Routh went to court. And this is a little bit of an older story, but I hadn't covered it yet. And you would think doing an assassination attempt on the former president of the United States, you would think you'd get like, I don't know, some sort of serious charge, like attempted murder. Shit. Even if you didn't get a huge ass charge, like attempted manslaughter, is that a charge? So he went to court after he attempted to assassinate the former president of the United States. He was charged with possession of a firearm as a felon, and the firearm, he got charged with it having filed off numbers, serial numbers. That's it. 2 charges, filed off numbers, possession of a firearm as a felon. Does anyone else think this is fucking batshit? Like, imagine if this had happened to, Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Tim Walz. Like, this person would be locked up and they would throw away the fucking key. The only reason I can think that the charges are not crazier, higher charges is because he didn't actually pull the trigger and pop off any shots. As far as I know, I wasn't there, but what I've been told by mainstream media is he did not get any shots fired off. They seen the muzzle of the gun sticking out, and in Secret Service immediately started shooting at him. He ran off, got in his car, drove off. Cops got him down the road. We covered it on an episode more in detail. I think it's actually just named Ryan Routh, Ryan Wesley Routh. So go check that out if you want to know the full details of the assassination attempt. And we covered a lot of the first assassination attempt too. We've been covering the assassination attempts, plural, like crazy. So go check those videos out if you want to go down those rabbit holes. And it just makes me sad too, because like I was pro January 6th. What happened on January 6th? First of all, we have video of them being let in. Literally just peacefully walking around, grabbing brochures, cops leading people to certain areas. Was there a little bit of craziness outside? Yeah. I mean, you cannot deny that. There was video of some craziness, people climbing walls, people busting open fucking windows and shit, which I think a lot of that was Antifa infiltration, because there's photographs of like these Trump supporters and they've literally got hammer and sickle tattoos on them and shit. Like, what Trump supporter have you ever seen that has a hammer and sickle tattoo? Just saying. And you could play devil's advocate and be like, well, maybe they went through a weird phase in high school. And I'll admit that. I mean, during high school, I was a fucking idiot politically. At the end of the day, I was an anarchist, but I was like kind of like pro-communism and shit. Like, I had that very childlike mentality when communism was explained to me. I'm like, this sounds awesome. What's wrong with communism? And it's like, I don't know. Thousands, if not millions of people die from it, are executed. Re-education camps, no freedom. Like, gee, tell me what's wrong with that, Abe? But it could have been that if you play devil's advocate, but there's also literally video that I've seen and reports of them bussing in like 2 or 3 bus loads of Antifa members to go to the Capitol on Jan 6 and infiltrate the crowd and start violence and shit. Like, there were people passing out knives. There were people, you know, passing stuff out and like saying like, let's bust open the windows, you know, storm it, you know, and then like the actual Trump supporters were like, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. You know, like, there's a lot of shady shit that went on during that day. But I guess the point I'm making is like, as far as I know, there's still people sitting in prison right now who were at Jan 6. And this Ryan Wesley Routh guy gets like 2 measly charges. By the way, I'm not sure if bail is set for this dude. He's probably already been bailed out. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the street again. Does anyone know? Hit me up in the comments because I really don't know. But that's what he was charged with after the failed assassination attempt on Trump's life. Next story. I've been trying to keep up with it as much as possible as far as like the P. Diddy stuff. Because I am interested in it. To me, it's a hot story. There are a lot of other truth channels like Truth Seeker. Specifically him, I know he keeps saying like, everyone's focused on this P. Diddy stuff. It's a distraction. It could be, maybe. I like to get into all conspiracy. I think all of conspiracy is interesting. Because I've gotten people who've went to my comment section and said shit like, oh, you're covering this. Don't you know this is a distraction? And it's like, could be, maybe, but I find it fun and interesting. You know, this channel is made for putting out good information, and we do go deep on some dark shit that I think is important. We've talked about the Great Reset, you know, but we also cover kind of page 6 territory of like gossip, you know. I don't know. I think people forget that yes, my channel is here to inform you, but it's also here to have fun, and I cover stuff that's interesting to me. Hence, at the beginning of this episode, I covered the strange smell in Portland. I wanted to cover a fun story. It's not always going to be serious and dark, and, you know, I don't want you guys becoming black-pilled listening to this channel, you know. So, this is a little old, but I found it interesting. Usher and Pink, which we know Usher. I haven't really heard much about Pink being connected to P. Diddy or the freak-off parties. But Usher, I've heard a lot about Usher. So, like, allegedly him getting, like, railed by fucking P. Diddy. Usher admitting on film, saying that he had been to P. Diddy's freak-off parties. There was an old Howard Stern clip that I watched. I'm assuming back when Stern was actually fucking dope. Like, Stern back in the day was awesome content. I'm sorry. You guys can hate me, you can make fun of me, whatever, but Stern back in the day was awesome talk radio. It was always wild, it was crazy, it was, you know, shock jock. I like that type of shit. But Stern sucks so much dick now. He's such a piece of shit now. Like, not that he was never not a piece of shit, but at least back in the day, he was fighting for, like, the First Amendment and free speech and shit. Now he's just, like, a liberal fucking idiot, and his fucking radio show is so boring and politically correct, it's lame as hell. But Usher was on Stern talking about, you know, being underage and witnessing the parties that P. Diddy was throwing and how wild they were. He didn't go into like a super big amount of detail of like, hey, I seen this or I seen that. He just was saying in general, like, dude, the parties were insane, you know. But yeah, Pink and Usher both basically wiped their ex accounts while all this P. Diddy shit broke. And then Usher came back on. I know Usher for a fact. I'm not sure if Pink said the same thing, but Usher said, "Oh, sorry guys, my ex account was hacked," you know. I don't know. A lot of people think it's related to P. Diddy, that they're just like wiping clean their old accounts, and deleting like old shit. Perhaps that links them to Diddy or weird shit that they said. But find it very interesting. Let me know what you guys think. And we will wrap the episode up there. Thank you all for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, you all have a good day.